me continue.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, so this, just to give you a hint, if this is your if it's a qualitative research, this first objective would guide your first chapter. Yeah. Now, I would also advise it would also guide the second objective. This is also where you'd point your theories. For a PhD, the theory would be your chapter 3. But for a master's, that theory can be discussed in chapter 2. Yeah, so that these two objectives for a master's, qualitative research, these two objectives would guide. Yeah. Then the method, what methods? This would be your chapter 3. Sorry, hold on for a minute. Hold on a second. Sorry, apologies. I'm using the phone and someone was trying to call. So this would guide your chapter 3, sorry. And then what would make up the diverse? This would be the actual design now, that designing the cultural diversity training program and implement it. So those would be your 4. If I remove this would actually be, are these 4? They are 5. I would actually put this one as part of this, just to make it 4, so that we avoid excesses. I would evaluate here. At this point, I would evaluate. I would evaluate in this one, so that I keep it 4, so that and this would be the final chapter where you present your program and you evaluate it. And when you evaluate it, you answer the question, your research question. If it actually does bring about a change in the mindset of the people who have been trained, and then you report, then you communicate your research. So far, are we clear? Eddie, any comment?
No.
No.
Everything is okay. Everything is okay on my side.
Okay, so then after that, Mawete, you have your hand up.
An inquiry, Doctor.
Doctor, your line is...
Sorry?
I think you said you mentioned that you're using the phone and we keep on losing you. So I am proposing probably if you're able to put your phone in a busy mode, whoever tries to call you, the phone will automatically get them off and your session will be smooth, Doctor.
Yeah, I just did that after that first phone call. So I hope there'll be no other interruptions. Yes, Giles, you have a question?
Yes. We've been debating. Eddie has been mentioning the different styles that together with you that are used by different institutions. I don't know if there's a specific standard. I know for sure there's what we call APA, and then MLA and CSCE. Yes, all those. I don't know if there's a particular one that,
the referencing style.
That's called the documentation style.
Yes, yes.
I want to imagine that they also recommend, they make recommendations of what you're trying to share, the number of pages, and the structure. I don't know if there's a particular one that we're supposed to implement as UMU.
Okay, now one for referencing. I remember there was a document. I don't know if I saved it somewhere, but I'll look for it and pass it on to you. It's about referencing, the referencing style that is supported, that UMU recognizes. So I'll get that document and pass on to you. About the format of the dissertation, did you receive your handouts, the student handout?
No.
I think in the student handout, that's where the format of the dissertation should appear. I think. I will ask the faculty administrator about that.
Even the IDs.
The IDs,
We have
that is
no
a,
IDs yet.
For IDs, no timetable, no what.
hey,
We just know this class.
okay.
We only know research methods as our master's module.
Apologies for that. Okay, I will talk to the faculty administrator. I'll talk to but for the handouts, the student handout should include that format. I think as far as I remember that it should include that format. I will also get that document. I remember it was passed to us, and I'll send it to you. I'll send it to Emma to distribute to all of you. Okay, so can we continue?
Yes, Doctor.
So now at this point, you talk about your theoretical framework. Now, if this was a qualitative study, like what Eddie was pointing out, you'd be talking now, you'd be presenting your conceptual framework. Okay, the theory Eddie was talking about would have already been talked about in the background if this was a quantitative study. Even in the introduction, that theory would have already been raised here.
In the background.
In the background, it would have already been talked about. And then on this section, you'd be talking about your conceptual framework. But because it is qualitative in nature, you talk about your theoretical framework, the theories that will guide you in coming up with a cultural diversity training program. Yeah. So this in the concept paper, you simply present those theories or theory. The theories or theory. So at this point, you don't discuss other existing theories. You would discuss that in the proposal. You discuss in the proposal in your chapter 2 other existing theories, but why you're specifically picking this theory or several theories. So you talk about this theory and also any changes you are making. Take an example. I'm sure in the developed countries like Europe, US, a lot of research has been done about this topic. I'm imagining a lot of research must have already been done because these countries are really multicultural. I remember when I was in the Netherlands, I used to go for my weekend, just at the university where I was. The PhD students were from everywhere. I remember I sat with a lady, she was from Sweden. Then a gentleman joined us, he was from Indonesia. Now I imagine for me, I'm a Catholic, that gentleman from Indonesia was Muslim. And I remember one incident, I came from lunch and I came and this, I really wished I had known it. I felt sorry for him, but I found him trying to pray in the corner of the office. So Kenneth, this was a perfect example of, it wasn't a cultural clash because I understood his need for prayer. As a person who believes in God, I understand the need for prayer. So you can imagine he didn't have a space where he could go and say his, prayers 5 times a day, as any Muslim is supposed to do, any faithful Muslim. And then another time I shared an office with a lady from China. All these different, that was really multicultural. Then for my weekends, I used to go to what is referred to as a soup kitchen run by the Sisters of Mother Teresa's religious order. And there you'd find Africans, you'd find Polish, the people from Poland, some Dutch people were there, Arabs would come, Asians, whichever. So it was really a multicultural society. So I am sure in their research, especially organizational research, there's already a lot that has been done, and probably frameworks and models and whatever have been done, and theories have been developed. So a researcher who would be researching on this would identify a theory or theories and then suggest changes to suit the context, the context in which it's going to be implemented. Okay? So after the theoretical framework, the person would go ahead and discuss the research design. Yeah, so here the person would discuss the approach and explain why this approach was taken. Then they would discuss, discuss the method, yeah, and why this was taken. Explain why this was selected over others. Okay, and then give a description of the case study. This is now you describe the case study that you have selected, case study selected, and why this was selected. Why is it appropriate? And then finally, the person concludes. Yeah, so the conclusion is usually a statement from you, the researcher. A statement from you about why you think this research is significant, or just basically about your feelings and thoughts about it. So far, are we making sense?
Yes, doctor, we are making sense here.
Okay.
But I have a request.
Yes, please.
You can maybe share this document with us after. You can even put it here, maybe in the WhatsApp chat, and we can download it instantly.
Okay, I'll send it. Let me send it immediately to. I'll send it because I'm not in your WhatsApp group.
You can just put it here in the Zoom chat. We can download it and then we shall share it in the WhatsApp chat.
Okay, let me just save that. So while I'm doing that, is there any question?
I think it is okay. Is anybody maybe with a question to ask?
No. Personally, I was just wondering why doctor felt sorry for the person who was having prayers in an office. Yet here we have people who have prayers in the bush.
No, the reason I felt sorry was because he was trying to have his moment to communicate with God, and there I walked in, and of course he was embarrassed a little bit, and I also felt embarrassed on his behalf, and I really wished that the university could have provided a private place where he could go and commune with God.
Doctor, even here, I always see people having prayers on the balcony. The Muslims. Somebody goes on the balcony and communicates to God.
I've attached the wrong thing. Sorry, give me a minute. People go to the balcony.
Doctors
Even those guys who Who drive
Doctor
trailers?
requested
Nope,
for an
by the
interactive
road.
class.
This thing is somehow, there's an error while I'm trying to upload. I attached the wrong document and then I'm trying to attach the right one. Sorry, give me a minute. I need to first close it. Apologies.
Doctor, you may attach answers for the assignment, please.
Answers for the assignment. No, I attached, I think, it was, I think, someone's presentation from another group, from another class. Okay, so I think now I've sent the right one. So I think I've now sent you the right one.
Yes, we have seen it. Thank you,
Okay.
Doctor.
Okay, you're most welcome. So during the I also managed, I think during the class I managed to upload the video for yesterday. So I'm going to share that with the what's his name? I keep forgetting. My head has too many things now. I'm going to share that with Emma. And then I'm also going to share this one right now. This recording for this class. So with that, I think I can wish everyone a good weekend.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor.
You're most welcome.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
You're most welcome.
We appreciate your effort.
I also appreciate your participation and eagerness. Thank you. Maweja, you have a question?
Yes, not a question. It's just not a question. I was asking, so we can now start on our concept, or we have to wait for you?
No, you can start on yours. You don't have to wait for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're most welcome. Okay, then have a good weekend.
Is that all for today?
Yes.
Good weekend.
Okay.